Hello, and welcome to the Derp Derp channel. I'm Skeener, that's Derp Derp, and we're gonna review a movie today. Now, we haven't watched it yet, but looking at this poster, I would assume that what happens is they go to this world, and you think there's like strong creatures on it, but you'd be wrong. They're all people, and they're all named Strong. Strong 1, Strong 2, up to 99. And they all gotta face them. And each level is harder. And they get to level 99, and guess what? It was all a dream. Womp womp. Okay.
That just adds another movie I want to show you called Mayhem. It has Steven Yeun in it. Which it's kind of like just a video game, but in real life.
When was this made?
2009.
Oh, okay. Well, this was made in 2009.
The animation was incredible for something.
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Exactly. Alright, I'm gonna set my fingers, and that means we're gonna watch it. Ready? Okay, cool. Now we watched it, and it didn't have people named Strong, levels 1 through 99. That wasn't even part of it at all. It was about animals and stuff. And anyways, it's a One Piece movie, and anime was amazing. And Nico Robin didn't look like Nico Robin at the beginning. I had to question it. Like,
she looked like a schoolgirl.
Yeah, she looked like 10 years younger.
She basically looked like Tashigi.
Who's Tashigi?
Smoker's lieutenant.
Oh, okay. So this is a story about a man called Shiki, the Golden Lion. And at the beginning, we learned that he escaped 20 years ago from prison.
Impel Down.
And he did it by cutting off his legs. And now he has swords for legs. And he threatened the Marines, and he gave them a warning at the beginning of the movie, and we don't know why, but we will soon find out later. But it cuts to Luffy being on the island, of course, and he's running away from animals, and these are very strong animals. We get a lot of animal mayhem. We see a flat crocodile get punched by an octopus, and then we see that same octopus get sliced up by a praying mantis, and after we see that, a bear immediately attacks the praying mantis, and it's nothing but chaos. And Luffy gets to fight the bear, and he wins. Meanwhile, another part of the island, we see Frankie, Nico Robin, and Brooke, and they're kind of walking around, and a door opens and some ants flow out, a group of ants. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh man, those ants must be pretty easy to take down. You're right, because Brooke takes it down. But before that happens, we get basically a shark versus this group of ants, and you think, oh look, that's a giant shark. No way it can lose. No, these ants basically gobble up the meat of this shark right to the bone, like in a second. And you look at it and go, oh, these ants are really strong. But Brooke takes offense that they didn't attack him because doesn't have any meat on him, and he kills them using his, what was that, three humming
sword
thing. Yeah.
Yep.
What special attack. But anyways, it cuts to like a week before. We also see like Nami getting danced to by these three people. One of them being the Shaki guy or Shiki guy.
Shiki, Dr. Indigo, and Mr. Gorilla.
That's his name. Is Mr.
I
Gorilla.
don't know. I think his
Oh.
name is Scarlet.
Who cares?
I think it's
Gorilla.
Scarlet.
Um, but they're trying to. They're like, and I thought like Nami was captured, and turns out she was, but not for reasons that you would think right away. But it cuts to like a week before. Um, they're on an ocean sailing. They hear news about the East Blue being attacked, and they're like, "Oh no, East Blue is being attacked. This is bad." And Nami senses a storm coming, and there's this ship that is flying above them, and she sends them a message saying, "Hey, there's a storm coming. Um, move move to the left 90 degrees or whatever." And they don't see it coming, and they barely get out of the way. And he comes down. This Shiki guy comes down to thank him, and he's like, "Oh, I want to." And he tells them about his fruit powers, the float powers. Anything inanimate he touches can float. And he can only do himself. He can't do people though. So Luffy's disappointed, and they're like, "Hey, where do you guys want to go? I can take you." They're like, "We're going to the east." Luffy's like, "I'm gonna go to the East Blue. I gotta protect these people. 'Cause that's where I'm from." And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I can take you there." And then it's just like, "Yay, we're together." And then he immediately kidnaps Nami and the ship that their ship, the Thousand Sunny was flying, but then he made it not fly because that's his power. And they fall into one of these islands, and that's where the kind of story is. And they're searching for Nami for about a week, and trying to get through all these massive amount of animals. Um, so that's fun. Uh, and then we learn about the IQ plant, which has to do with strange evolutions. They bring out a bird, which it will be named out. We named Billy. The three, we'll call them the three amigos, I guess. Three amigos bring out this bird and tell Nami about, oh, it has a strange evolution, and she's like, "What do you mean strange evolution?" Oh, and then we get information about it, this plant called the IQ plant, and they developed a special serum called the SIQ, and that makes these animals evolved in special ways, and it makes them hyper aggressive. So they're constantly attacking each other. Um, and Nami doesn't like this, but whatever. Um, and their palace is called Miraville, if that's relevant to you. Uh, let's see. And then randomly, Zoro and Chopper find a girl. A girl belongs to this village, and she is carrying one of these plants. Jesus. And she's carrying one of these plants, and
And
she comes.
Jesus.
And
Jesus
there.
comes and saves the day.
Yep. And roll credits. All right. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. She brings them back to her village, and we learn that there's a special plant that's keeping the animals at bay. They are called daft greens, and anyone who's an animal doesn't like the smell of it. Chopper doesn't like the smell of it because Chopper's still a reindeer, but he's able to put nose plugs in, so that kind of helps a little bit. There's an old woman who's sick with this disease that only the IQ plants can cure, but they need like multiple plants. This little girl was carrying one plant, and of course the little girl gets slapped by the mom because, hey, how many times have I told you not to leave, go outside the trees because it's dangerous. Um, but anyways, we learn about a cool thing called a surveillance snail, and they basically project a video of the village to keep an eye on them. We learn that all the men and uh, not adolescent girls, but I guess teenage girls um, are have to work in this palace. Otherwise, they get in trouble. They'll be killed if they disobey orders. Um, and so we learn that Shiki, the Shiki who thought was a good guy, is not a good guy. Surprise! Hooray! And then we get a scene where um, all these captains start arriving, and um, right then and there, Nami escapes with Billy through the pool, and we get a lot of fan service in this movie too. No nudity, but definitely fan service with Nami and Nico Robin. Um, why? Well, because.
I mean,
Anyways.
Oda did end up marrying a Nami cosplayer.
Oh, there you go.
Meaning he has a thing for Nami, at least.
For redheads.
Yeah.
Oh, you were done? Oh, okay. Um,
Yeah, he does.
okay, cool. Um, so Nami escapes, immediately finds Luffy, and they're like, "Oh my God, I found you, yay!" And so that's cool. Then we learn about this like Robin, Frankie, and Brooke are in this uh, giant mansion bar thing. Um, is this a show? His wife? Probably not. Oh, is that her?
Yep.
Huh. That's funny.
Just because I haven't put it, I have it in a different.
Oops, it's the wrong one. We're trying to get a picture up.
Uh, nope. Nope. Nope.
Well, I don't know how it works either, so it's all good. All right.
Here.
Okay.
And that's his wife. That
Wow. He, no, that's Buggy, not his wife.
very unrelated.
It's Kobe.
I was just saying because he has fan service that he has a thing for Nami.
Yep. Anyways, uh, so the Robin learns about the Seki's Brotherhood. They're like, oh, all these other captains are like, oh, you're joining the Brotherhood too. Okay, that's cool. They're like, what's the Brotherhood? And we learn about the evil plan to destroy the East Blue, and they'll use that as like a kind of a warning to take over the world. Let the have the world government surrenders to them because they're way too powerful to stop, especially with those beasts and their ability to fly wherever the fuck they want to. That's scary. And then there's a mention of a demonstration soon. Basically, they're gonna attack the village with all these animals. So that'll be fun. Because they're after 20 years of doing research, they're finally ready to do their plan. And then we do have the very first battle. It's the Straw Hats versus Shiki, and Shiki kicks their ass. He uses some like lion power where he buries them all in the dirt, and he buries everyone except for Nami because Nami is there and everyone's there in this village, and you know, also all these animals are attacking and destroying all the houses in the village, so it's very like tragic. All these villagers were hoping that you know this it was because he's done with his experiments they'll be let go, But surprise, surprise! Here's a demonstration for all the captains to enjoy. Mm.
And he does it by destroying all the draft tree or taking down all the draft trees.
Yeah, their hired goons are strong enough to just pull these trees out by the roots. Apparently,
And that's what was preventing the monsters from going in, or the
yeah,
animals from
because
going
the
in.
animals don't like the smell of those daft trees. Um, anyway, so after that, Straw Hats lose, and then Nami finally joins Shiki's crew, and she leaves a message on a tone dial. Um, and then,
We don't hear what it actually says till near the end.
yeah, you hear parts of it right away. So yeah, the demonstration started with after I think I got out of order, but that's okay. The operation started, and then the town was attacked. Um, but anyways, now we see here Nami's goodbye, and in it she says, "Oh, there's no way you can take on this Shiki guy. He is a legendary pirate, and there's no way that you guys can take him on. So don't even try." And this pisses off Luffy, and because she knows how to push Luffy's buttons to get him mad and stuff. Um, uh, and then so she joins, and during the demonstration, she's like, "I'm not interested in this." So she decides to place a bunch of dynamite around the trees surrounding the palace, and hence blowing up the trees would mean the animals would get in and attack the palace. However, her sabotage was found out by Shibi, and he surrounded her
Shiki.
Shiki, right. And he surrounded her with like these rods or something. Placed them in these rods, and then she got sick from being exposed to too much of that um, daft green stuff.
He literally rubbed her face with it.
He did. He's like, "Oh, you think you can get away from me? Oh no, here's some more." Um, and then they were having a sake ceremony to celebrate this brotherhood thing. And the Straw Hats use the coup de poo. No,
Kude boost.
coup de
Burst.
boost?
Burst.
Burst. Coup de burst to get to the palace. And so they kind of crash the party. And there's only 8 of them. And they're all wearing like suits and stuff. And they had guns, which was really weird to see them as like mob bosses. But Luffy was even. They had quote unquote unlimited ammo with their guns, and as soon as they ran out, they were like, "Oh, well, that was a waste." But whatever. Let's just finish this up. Um,
They basically had the different, like, machine gun, but it shot like rockets. Rocket launcher, shotgun that shot rockets.
yeah, these are very vital instruments of death.
Pistol that shot rockets.
Yeah, Brook had the pistol.
And they were
Um,
even dual wielding them too.
yep, Sanji was dual wielding. I think everybody else had just one, but it doesn't matter. They sprung this surprise trap on these pirates who were just like randomly there. But anyways, Billy finds Nami, and she gets Billy to start use electricity to start the fuses to light up the dynamite. It explodes. Animals start rushing in. Now it's pure chaos, and because Nami's sick, now their goal is to find an antidote, and they eventually find it, but we'll get there when we get there. We have the beginning of the Luffy versus Shiki battle, and with Billy, because Luffy can't fly, but Billy can. Oh, by the way, Billy isn't just a bird. Billy's a duck that has electricity.
He's a duck peacock.
Oh, right, peacock. Whatever. Then we
Because
have.
when he goes full blown with the explosives, his feathers all plume out like a peacock.
Yeah, that's right. He does that multiple times. I think you see it if you watch the movie. You can see it. So, do I recommend you watching the movie? Yes. Do I recommend you watching the movie multiple times? No. Not unless you're a pervert. Now, we have
Uh,
because of the fan
to be
service.
to be honest, 90% of any anime is fan service. Almost
I'm talking
every
about
anime,
the sexual fan service.
yeah, almost every anime has at least a little bit of fan service.
Oh, that's what you mean. I think you meant like 90% of the movie
No.
was just fan service.
No, I just meant like in general, any anime.
Yeah,
There's
that's true.
fan service in 90% of all anime.
Yeah, you get to see Chopper naked too.
The only ones that aren't usually are ones that are mere like geared towards like little kids, like Studio Ghibli or
Those are just cartoons, not anime. That doesn't count.
90% of all anime has some kind of fan service, whether it's for guys or for girls
Yeah, makes sense.
or for creepy old men.
Mm-hmm. Or gorillas.
Or Sanji.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so the next battle is basically Zoro versus the Doctor. They're looking for stuff. They come in and Chopper sees like, oh look, I found a lab. Oh look, looks like let's see if any of these vials have the cure. And the Doctor is just like, hey, I have the cure right here, but I'm not gonna give it to you. And then Zoro's like, yeah, well I don't have time for this, and he just like kicks his ass.
And
Uh,
this is one part that I kind of wish we were listening to it in English, because of who voices Dr. Indigo in the English. Goku himself, Sean Smell.
That's his name?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that would have just been funny hearing Goku voicing a clown.
Oh. Yeah, I suppose it's on YouTube. Let's hear Goku voicing a clown. Cool.
Because I just looking at the voice actors and I was like, oh, there's Goku.
Huh. All right then. All right, cool.
We also have Vegeta voicing Zoro. Christopher Sabat.
Oh yeah. Well, then that makes sense.
And Krillin voicing Usopp.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that. Huh. Well, the next little fight that we have is Sanji versus the gorilla. Gorilla wants to marry Robin, and Sanji gets all like pissed off and he kicks the gorilla's ass. And at the very last second, when he's trying to do the best part of catching Robin, Brooke does it instead, and Sanji's not happy about that. You got the best part. Anyways, and then while running, Nami notices like, oh, there's a shift change. There's gonna be a storm coming again, and because she's a great navigator, and she instructs a person with a snail to tell Shaki, no, Shiki to turn east or whatever, but she wants them to fly into the storm, and this is used by Luffy. He uses his third gear, and he does the giant Thor axe. But because he's made forever, like electricity doesn't affect him. So this Shiki guy doesn't know that, and he's just watching Luffy. Haha, you're gonna get attacked by the storm, and he's just like, no, I'm not. Haha, Thor attack or giant Thor axe, and he just kicks Shiki's ass. And after that, all the islands start falling because they're all disengaged because Shiki's knocked out. And I thought the Straw Hat's boat was gonna have an island fall on them, but that didn't happen. And then we finally get to hear the message of the Trondile at the very end, blah blah blah. So, how long are we at time wise?
26 minutes.
Oh my god, that was still too long. Oh, I still went into too much detail. Oh, I failed. I shall commit seppuku.
Wait.
Editor.
I'll just
Editor, do the sound of the seppuku.
quickly. We can quickly end it by the movie had all the Straw Hats: Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, Chopper, Robin, Frankie, Brook, but it also had Monkey D. Garp
For like 2 seconds.
and Son Goku.
For like 2 seconds.
2 seconds more than Garp, because it showed him twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Shiki, Little Golden Lion, who had. This movie was kind of canon, but not canon, because Shiki is. We'll hear from him in the show. We'll hear more about him in the show later. It didn't really go into much detail, but he is from the past. Like, he has a big part in the past, so that's what kind of made it not canon, or made it a little canon.
Alright, cool.
And then Dr. Indigo, the clown guy,
Yep.
who also pretended to be a mime a few times.
Yeah, he kept in his shoot. Every time he walked, they made like weird like farting noises, and he tried to speak in mimish, and even though he could speak,
And Shiki was like, "What the fuck are you trying to say?"
until the very end when he understands what he's saying.
And then we have Scarlet, which I believe was the gorilla, Billy,
Oh, okay.
the duck / peacock / bird.
North Island pirate, whoever the hell that is.
Zhao, the little girl, Zhao's mother.
Oh.
Ava, which
Eva,
I don't
that's
remember.
not the grandmother.
And then Zhao's grandmother.
Who the hell's Ava?
I don't know. Was that the waitress? The one that Brooke kept asking.
Can I see your panties? Yeah.
And then we did see a few scenes of Nami's sister, Nojiko.
Oh, okay.
I just figured that'd be the last thing we could go through, is just who's
hey,
all
guess
in
what,
it.
editor? I didn't sing this time.
Before
Take
he starts
that.
doing that, I'm Derv.
Oh, I'm Ski Nerd.
We decided we were gonna do City of Violence either Saturday or Sunday instead of Violent Cop, because our editor wants us to watch and review City of
Midnight
Violence.
already? Holy shit. See that?
That will be Saturday or Sunday. Tomorrow's our podcast. Then we'll do Amazon Lily probably Wednesday next week, unless if we're both done earlier.